Okay, it's Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time with a few questions from viewers that I'm not going to answer. Here's the first one. Help me make a pact with the devil. If I do it outside, will it work better? It's just, I mean, if you think about that, it's just a religious dedication anyway, just like someone getting confirmed into the Church of England. I mean, what do you mean by work better, for crying out loud, say, There is no real answer there. I'm sure it'll, in inverted commas, work no matter under what conditions you do it. Because, I mean, what on earth, oh dear, never mind. Number 2. After I've sold my soul to Satan, can I have the debts paid off in this lifetime, or does it take a few incarnations, and how many incarnations do I have to wait? Well, this is obviously quite disturbing, if you get my drift, because, like, if something's going to mess you up for this lifetime, why on earth would you want to do it? I mean, I gave up smoking so that I wouldn't have something messing me up even further in this lifetime. I'm not going to worry about 5 lifetimes down the line, or 2, or 3, or 5, or 500. I mean, I'm going to do the best I can with what I've got. What a daft question. Next one's a classic. If I wanted to kill my teacher with magic before my exams, how many candles should I burn? Well, obviously the tempting answer to provide is a few more candles if you want to kill your teacher before your exams than you would have to after your exams. That's really the answer one is tempted to give. Not because it's true, because there's been so many people who said that I can kill you with a thought. I'm a powerful magician. I'll kill you with a thought. And basically, I'm still here, if you get my drift. So, some people out there obviously say they can do an awful lot more than they actually can. I would personally try and make friends with your teacher, actually. You may think that killing your teacher by burning a few candles might be a quick way out of it, but on the other hand, you might just end up smelling of wax and burnt matches, and nothing would have happened apart from you spent an awful lot of money, and you've got on candles and ritual accessories, and you got a few burn marks in your carpet. Not because of Satan's footprints, but because you spilt some wax. Alright, so don't bother. Try and be friendly with your teacher, and be honest about the things that you can't do, or you haven't studied well at, or you need help with, okay? Just try a different tack. It might actually, provide some good rewards. The next question, which is daft. I've had some bad luck today. Does that mean I am possessed? No. You've had some bad luck today because you've had some bad luck today. You accept it. You try and move further forward. You try and retrospectively, or look back on all the mistakes you may have made that have led up to this bad bit of luck happening, and you try and make sure you don't do it again. Okay? You learn from the experience. Alright? Sometimes it can be introspective learning when you're trying to work out what could be wrong with yourself, like mentally or emotionally or socially speaking. When you try and move on beyond that, okay? That's how you do it. And you also try and calm yourself down. You obviously have a bit of a paranoia or anxiety problem anyway. Just try and calm yourself down first. Alright? Because it's not worthwhile jumping to a supernaturalist explanation when basically you need to get a bit more perspective first and foremost. And everyone has a bit of bad luck. Even the great and glorious seem to be famous one day. Nick Dutch has a bit of bad luck once in a while. So just chill your vibes, okay? The next one's pretty classic as well. I have been following this pagan on YouTube who said that when I cast a circle, I mustn't step over it. I stepped over it by accident. Am I going to die? No, you're not going to die. I mean, I was a member of a Wiccan coven at some point, right? And I was told, you mustn't ever, go across the circle because it'll give you bad karma. Oh dear. So I thought, well, if magic is the art and science of changing conformity with a will, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an experiment because I'm a scientific mind. And I did, my circle casting. I had candles in the quarters. I was burning incense and all the rest of it. And I had like anatomy and you know, robes and all the rest of it. I, you know, totally lavish, darling. Okay, totally lavish, proper, you know, seriously proper thing, you know. And I did sort of like seal the circle with, you know, your finger and chanting and all the rest of it. And then I walked across the circle to see what happened. And hey presto, nothing happened. Nothing happened at all, apart from the fact I had disproven what that particular, you know, pagan had said. So if there is some kind of nasty evil which is going to befall me because I trod over the circle, it hasn't happened, and I don't think it's going to happen. So, you know, just relax. I mean, a lot of the questions I'm asked these days appear to be from people who've developed a fear of doing something wrong, you know, or there's some extreme emotion associated with a particular life task or happening. And there's just this like feeling of urgency or a feeling of urgent need to try and get a solution to a problem. But you can't do it through occultism. Alright? You need to have an occultist like myself who's been there and done that to be able to turn around to you and say, no, alright, you're not going to get the results you're after, despite what some people have claimed. Alright? You got to be careful with who you're going to believe and why you're trying to believe them, and what it is that you wanted to try and achieve when you got involved in all this stuff in the first place. Remember, all we've got is a certain number of strange experiences to go by. We don't have any hard and fast rules, because we don't know enough yet. So therefore, all of magic is therefore an experiential, experimental art form, and not a hard science. It is the unempirical magical tradition that Crowley was talking about, not the art and science of changing conformity with the will, which was of course a reference to life itself. And if you did want to use this, the art and science definition, first and foremost, you've got to have scientific thinking associated with all the phenomena you're dealing with. Okay? God bless.